speak the summary of the program? Why we need it in Amharic?
DhabTV hagaha hiigsiga humaaga hirka iyo horumarka guud ahaan geyga geeska Afrika. DhabTV.
Thank you, Ken, viewers.
We're going to speak in Amharic.
That's right. So what we wanted to do today for this program is introduce a new program that we're going to start at DhabTV, which is an Amharic language program. We have Mr. Atnafu Bekele and Mr. Ahmed Yassin, who have been working on this issue and preparing this program for some time. Along with Mr. Mohamoud and I, we're going to ask a few questions. So the first question is, in terms of this program, if you can give us a quick summary, either Yassin or Mr. Atnafu, in terms of, can you give us a summary of what the Amharic language program will be?
Atnafu. Is it for me? Okay.
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Mr. Gulred. Well, the Amharic program is going to be part and parcel of the DhabTV program. When the inception of DhabTV came into our mind, myself and my good friend Yassin have talked to do it. And the purpose is to have a larger audience. That's it. Because if you see it's not only to the larger audience. We want to touch issues that is very important in our country now. Yassin and me, our main concern has been from the very day of our relationship started, the human rights issue, honestly. So we were involved in human rights while we were outside in US before he moved to Canada. We have been working together for our community, the Somalis and the Ethiopian community, the Eritrean community, all even Africans and others too. That is our main goal. Now, when you see the situation in Ethiopia, probably the first time in our history, our community is in a very dangerous situation, killing each other, civil wars, famine, starvations, displacements, killings of innocent people here and there. And there must be some problem that brought this type of situation in Ethiopia. Whether we like it or not, either you guys say that you are from the Somali community, and I am mostly in Amhara community, we are in the same boat. If the boat sinks, we all sink together. So if there is any problem in some parts of Ethiopia, it will affect every Ethiopian, whatever community you are in. So me and Yassin and Guled, we discussed this issue. One thing that we have witnessed is some communities focus on their own community only. The media, So you can speak to your community, but if your community doesn't know what's going on in Amhara community, in Oromia community, in Afar community, and all 83 different ethnic groups in Ethiopia, that means you don't know anything about Ethiopia. You know only your community. You cannot solve any problem. To get out of these horrific moments in Ethiopia, we believe we have to talk one another. One community has to talk to understand the other point of view, what the Somali community thinks about Ethiopia, our relationship.
So if I can ask Yassin, in essence, Mr. Atnaf is saying the purpose of the program is so that different communities within East Africa, especially Ethiopia, know what's going on in each other's communities. Would you like to add more to that?
Oh yeah, Atnaf and I've been working, as you said, for a while, since the 2000 or even before 99, I think. Is even and the way we met was we were trying to help the taxi drivers in Atlanta. Who I had a restaurant, and Atnafu was the president of the taxi association, and the issues were keep coming back. So we got involved in terms of humanitarian, in terms of bringing the Somalis, the Africans, the Ethiopians all together and say, okay, what's our shared concern? Then we went from the shared concern to what is why we are here in diaspora. What's the concern? Then we talked about the political prisoners in Ethiopia, and at the time, and then I mentioned that the horrific genocide or the massacres that was happening in the Somali region, and how the rest of Ethiopia are not either aware or involved. Then we did conference together. We collaborated. You and I and Atnafu, we even presented to the Congress. We fought for those who are right now enjoying their freedom, and some of them are ministers in Ethiopia to fight their freedom and make sure that they have right to advocate. So, but one thing that is, when Atnafu and I talk every other night or every night when we discuss, he said, okay, he asks me, what's going on in Somali region? And I said, the government, the Mustafi's government arrested OLF members, or what's happening in the Amhara region. And I thought everything is fine, but no, it's just, there's a war that's happening, but no one is aware of it. So sharing information, him and I, is not enough, because the public does not know what's happening in Bahardar, while the others don't know what's happening in Jigjiga, and what the rest of Ethiopia, what's the policy, what is the Amhara regional administration is doing is key. And what is the Somali regional administration is doing is another key. So, and is this policy aligned? So this is crucial.
So this program is going to be in Amharic only, and what that will do is pull in predominantly an Amharic-speaking audience. There are Somalis that speak Amharic and so forth, and vice versa, and other communities that speak the language. What do you wish to accomplish? What's the net gain? What is the message beyond this is sharing of perspectives? Is there anything grander that you wish to accomplish on this program?
Go ahead. I'll add this and I'll give it to Atnafu. Yes, we are all in the same boat. Okay, whether we like it or not. What happens in Jigjiga concerns in the Amhara region. What happens in the Amhara region concerns the Somali region. The aim is, number one, people to work together as a human being and solve problems collectively. So that is the grand agenda. Is we are this. If you look at the Amhara educational system in the Amhara region, is poor. If you look at infrastructure, it's poor. If you look at it, government and corruption, it's there. So then you just take the word Amhara out and put the Somali region, and you have the same thing. Same thing, you take that and you put Oromia, is the same thing. So it is knowing each other, and no one should interpret each other. That's the grand purpose. And I know that a lot of Somalis don't speak Amharic, but there's a lot of Amharas, a lot of other Somalis who speak Amharic, and we want everybody to know that, okay, we collaborate, we work together, and that's the tone that we are looking for. That Nafu.
Yeah, to add a little bit of that, when the communities of the Ethiopians of different ethnic groups need to coexist in a peaceful manner, and if there is a war between Amhara and Tigray, that should be a concern for everybody. It's not to side Amhara or to side the Tigrays. That it's going to spill over, number one. Number two, why the community in the same country fight each other? This is a new spear in my lifetime. I served in the military, and I know there was a war in many different ways, but I had never witnessed a war between people to people or one region against the other. Is a new thing that we are witnessing. We're going back to the barbaric era, but we boast that we have been in a statehood for 3,000 years or more, and before many countries in Africa and even in Europe and America. But now, when we fight each other, the world is laughing at us. So we need to stop that. We need to help to understand each other and mitigate all those problems and find out the source of those problems. We're not going to educate people. We're not saying that we are better than anybody and we want to teach people, but we will bring some intellectuals, scholars, and professionals to share their opinion how to mitigate all these problems and live together. And so our goal is positive outcome in terms of peace, prosperity, and mutual coexistence in the same country. So we want to achieve those grand goals, honestly.
Very good, very good. Engineer Mohamoud, do you have any questions for these two?
Actually, I have a quick question. I think you guys cover all the grounds as far as questions. I just wanted to know what's the general importance of the show. Is it for more like toward bringing a solution to the current challenges, or opening up such a dialogue to the diaspora and the people back home, bringing people closer to understand each other? Can you touch on that quickly?
Yes, it is bringing people together. Anytime in Somali, yesterday, our friend in Hargeisa, Abdirahmon, said that when people talk, let's talk means let's have let's talk means that let's have agreement. So which means that means that anytime people talk to each other, then they have a mutual understanding, they have a mutual respect, they will understand one another's point of view, and they will have peace and agreement. So that is the framework that we are looking for. So means that let's work collaborative, let's work together, let's understand each other. So the purpose is this: we want to challenge the policymakers. We want to challenge the individuals who are academics and educators. At the same time, we want to educate the people that we have much in common than difference. That's enough.
Very good.
Fair enough.
Yeah, to add a little bit more, I agree what my friend Yassin said. This media will also aspires to bring people together, communities together, with no political bias, and we keep our program to be neutral and independent and professional. Our plan is to talk with politicians who are ruling the country wherever they are, if the case amounts to get their attention, because our goal is problem solving, not really putting gasoline on the fire and trying to intimidate or blackmail politicians or anybody else. And we'll talk to the opposition party leaders. We'll talk with the civil rights and other scholars who are interested with big ideas of different communities. And we would like to empower our community wherever they are too, whether they live in Ethiopia or they live in Canada or America or Europe. We have to help to promote political engagement, civic engagement, wherever they are. I know the Somalis are much better than probably than my own community, Amharas and others, in a way that they engage in a political discourse in Canada and everywhere. But they relatively are new if you compare them with other Ethiopian communities. But there are millions of Ethiopians who live in America. But if you see very few people trying to run for local offices, Congress, or anything else. So we need to empower people and engage them and help them to use their talent by engaging themselves in a political discourse. And that way, we can empower our community here, and we can empower our community back home at the same time. Because if we are engaging in political discourse in this country, we will pressure them. If they play against our country back home, then stop it. So we have someone which we can talk. So in that case, I think this media will encourage people to run for offices, empower users, empower women, empower any active community to engage in a political discourse at the same time.
Perfect. Ahmed? So thank you very much for answering those questions, to giving us a understanding of the program. So when is the first program, and who is going to be your first guest? Mr. Abdirahmon.
Yeah, the first Amharic program is going to be starting tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. It's going to be most likely 1 hour or 60 minutes program. And our first guest will be from Ethiopia. It's a well-known young scholar whose name is Assistant Professor Sisai Augicho. I came to know him when he is running a non-profit organization to help the community back home, SPIDA, which is a Shoah Peace and Development Association. He is the CEO of that organization at the same time. And when some cities were burned down because of communal interethnic conflicts in the Shoah area where he is born, and we helped them to rebuild those houses and reestablish. But unfortunately, the war came again, and everything is destroyed again. So he's a very good, he has a very insightful young scholar. So he will be our first guest tomorrow. And I'm excited to start with him.
Very good. Well, thank you, gentlemen. That's very good. We all look forward to tomorrow's program. And I think we're out of questions. So hopefully everyone who speaks Amharic will tune in. And those of us who don't will have to find a translator. So thank you again, all. Thank you very much. Good day.
Thank you.
Do you want to say a little bit before we close, a little bit in Amharic, that what will the program be?
Yeah.
And then we will we'll give you the floor on that one, and then I'll say a few things in Somali so that the audience will know, and we'll wrap the program. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, very good. That's very good. Good summation.
Okay. Thank you very much. እሺ አድማጮቻችን የዳሃብ ቲቪ ተከታታዮች አማርኛ የምትሰሙ የዳሃብ ቲቪ ከተመሰረተ ወራቶችን አስቆጥሯል። በእነዚህ ጥቂት ወራቶች ውስጥ አብዛኛው ፕሮግራም ይሰራ የነበረው በሶማሊኛ ቋንቋ ነው። የታፕን ቲቪ ነገሩን የጀመሩትም ሰዎች ቋንቋውን የሚናገሩ በመሆናቸው ነው። ሁለተኛ እኛም ሬዲ ስላልሆነ ነው እንጂ ሲጀመር በሁለታችንም ምክክር ነው የተጀመረው። ይሄ ቲቪ እቅዳችን ብሮደር ኦዲየንስ አብዛኛውን የኢትዮጵያ ክፍል ለማዳረስ ስለሆነ ቀጣዩ ፕሮግራም የአማርኛ ፕሮግራም ነገ ይጀመራል። ነገ በ10:30 AM ኢስተርን ታይም ላይቭ ልትከታተሉ ትችላላችሁ በዚህ ዳሃብ ቲቪን። ዳሃብ ቲቪ ሶማሌኛ ወደ አማርኛ ሲተረጎም ትሩዝ ወይም ሀቅ ማለት ነው እና ወደ አማርኛ ሲተረጎመው ሀቅ ቲቪ ብለን ነው የጀመርነው እና ይሄ ሀቅ ቴሌቪዥን የነገ ፕሮግራማችን የሚጀምረው ከረዳት ፕሮፌሰር ሲሳይ አውግቸው ጋር ይሆናል። እሱ ይሆናል የመጀመሪያው እንግዳችን። ከሱ ጋራ በኢትዮጵያ ወቅታዊ ጉዳዮች ላይ ጥያቄ እናቀርብለታለን። የእሱን ኢንሳይት ትሰማላችሁ፣ የእኛንም ማስተያየት ትሰማላችሁ። ሆፕፉሊ ለጊዜው በሳምንት አንድ ቀን ለአንድ ሰዓት ነው ይህን ፕሮግራም የምንጀምረው። ነገር ግን ሙያተኞችም እያፈላለግን ነው፣ ወጣቶችን እያፈላለግን ነው። ስቱዲዮዎች ኢትዮጵያም ውስጥ ይኖሩናል በቅርብ ጊዜ ውስጥ። በዚህ አጋጣሚ ፍላጎት ያላችሁ ወጣቶች በተለይ ባህር ዳር አካባቢ የምትኖሩ እና ጅጅጋ አማርኛም ሶማሌኛም ብትችሉ ጥሩ ነው። ባህር ዳር ያለ ሰው ግን አማርኛ ብቻ የሚችልም ቢሆን ደስታውን አንችለውም እና ብታገኙን ከኛ ጋራ ኮላቦሬት አድርጋችሁ ብትሰሩ ፍቃዳችን ነው። ልናሳድገው እንፈልጋለን። በሀገራችን ጉዳይ ላይ ለመነጋገር እንፈልጋለን። ይሄ ቲቪ እንግዲህ የመረጃ እጥረት ወይም የሚዲያ እጥረት በሀገራችን አለ ብለን አይደለም የጀመርነው። አሉ ብዙ ሰዎች፣ ብዙ ሚዲያዎች አሉት በአማርኛ ፕሮግራም። ነገር ግን ቀደም ሲል በእንግሊዝኛ ስንነጋገር ያዳመጣችሁን ዋናው ዓላማ ለአማርኛ ተናጋሪዎች ወይም ለአማራዎች ብቻ ሳይሆን አማርኛን እንግዲህ አማራዎች ብቻ ሳይሆን ብዙ የኢትዮጵያ ሕዝብ ከ80% በላይ ይሄን ቋንቋ ያዳምጣል፣ አንደርስታንድ ያደርጋል ብለን እንገምታለን። የተጠና ጥናትን ባላይ እንዲሁ በግምት። ስለዚህ በዚህ ቋንቋ አንደኛ አብዛኛውን ተደማጭ እንድናገኝ ነው። ሁለተኛ ነገር ደግሞ በእንግሊዘኛም በሶማሌኛም በቀጣዩ ደግሞ በኦሮምኛም ካገኘን ሌሎችንም ሰዎች አስተባብረን ለእያንዳንዱ ኮሚኒቲ ላይ ያሉ ችግሮችን እርስ በርስ በመነጋገር በተለይ በአሁኑ ጊዜ አገራችን ያለችበትን ፈተና ሁላችንም እንገነዘባለን። ከዚህ የእርስ በርስ ንትርክ፣ ከዚህ የእርስ በርስ ጦርነት ወጥተን ሰላም፣ ብልጽግና በጋራ የምንኖርባት ሰላማዊ ሀገር እንዲኖረን ለማድረግ መነጋገር ያስፈልጋል። ለምን በዚህ ንግግር ውስጥ የምንጋብዛቸው ትልልቅ ሀሳብ ያላቸውን ሙያተኞች እንጋብዛለን፣ ከመንግስት ባለስልጣኖች እንጋብዛለን፣ ከተቃዋሚዎች እንጋብዛለን፣ ከምሁራን እንጋብዛለን። አይዲያ ያለን የምትሉ ሁሉ ብታገኙን በዚህ ፕሮግራም ውስጥ ልትቀርቡ ትችላላችሁ። የፖለቲካ አፍሌሽን፣ የፖለቲካ ወገንተኝነት የለንም። ለሁሉም ነፃ ሰርቪስ፣ ነፃ ሀሳብ ማንሸራሸር ነው የምንፈልገው። ስለዚህ የመጀመሪያውን ፕሮግራም ነገ በ10:30 AM በኢስተርን ታይም አሜሪካ ያላችሁ እና ሌሎችም ኢትዮጵያ ያላችሁ ደግሞ 6:30 PM ወይም ማታ ምሽት ላይ 6:30 ወይም 12:30 ነው የምንለው እንግዲህ በአማርኛ ምሽት ላይ ላይቭ ልታዳምጡን ትችላላችሁ። ላይቭ ለማዳመጥ ያልቻላችሁ ደግሞ በዩቲዩብ እና በፌስቡክ ስለሚኖር በተመቻችሁ ጊዜ ፕሮግራሙን በማዳመጥ አስተያየት በመስጠት እንድታግዙን እንድታሳድጉን በዚህ አጋጣሚ ጥሪ አቀርባለሁ። ለባልደረቦቼ ለያሲን እና ለጉሌድ እና ለሞሐሙድ ምስጋና አቀርባለሁኝ። ነገ እንገናኛለን ከኔ ጋራ። አመሰግናለሁ።
ኦኬ ታንክ ዩ አቶ አጥናፉ፣ አመሰግናለሁ። waxaan ka hadlaynay wuxuu qaataa program Amharic ayaan bilaabi doonaa oo aan kaga hadli doono xaaladda guud ee Ethiopia, khaasatan gobolka Amharada waxa ka socda, si shacabka Soomaalida meel walba joogto ay ula socoto waxyaabaha ka socda Ethiopia. waxaan ugu khasbay in aan sameeyno arrintan maadaama aniga Atnaaf aan mar walba aan ka wada hadalno xaaladda guud ee Ethiopia, oo isagana mar walba uu iga waramo, uu ii sheego dhibaatooyin ka socda Ethiopia, especially dhinaca Amhara regionka, annagana aan ka hadalno Somali region iyo Oromia iyo dhinac walba. waxaan rabnaa programyo badan oo ka hadlaya Ethiopia oo dhan inaan ka wada hadalno, ama ku baxdo afka Oromada, afka Amhariga, ama ku baxdo even Ethiopia oo dhan maahe Horn of Africa oo dhan. Swahili program waan bilaabi doonaa haddii Ilaahay yiraahdo. qorsheenu uu ka weyn yahay qorshe mataqaanaa hal meel ah. siyaasadda halka meel lagu soo xirayo ee qufulan ee dadkeenniina kala dishay, dadkana isku diraysa in aan dhex galno. wixii ka dhacaa mataqaanaa gobolka Ethiopia Amharada, sidoo dhaqaalaheedu noo effect gareynaya dagaal ka dhacday Tigreega Amharada waan aragnay. marka waxaan sameynaynaa insha Allah, oo aan qorsheenu ku jiro inaan stuudiyaal meelo badan ka furano, inaan Bahar Dar mid ka furano, Addis Ababa mid ka furno, Jigjiga mid ka furno, Nairobi ka furno, mataqaanaa Muqdisho ka furno, Hargeysa ka furno. soo qorsheenu wuu ka weyn yahay qorshe meel yar ah. waxaana weeye waa isdhexgal mataqaanaa ah dareed oo isla xisaabtan ah. oo aan la xisaabtamayno madaxda dowlad kasta maamusha ama kuwa ha maamulo wax siyaasad ah oo goonino ah oo aan wadano oo ajenda ahna ma jirto marka intuu af ingiriiska af amxaar ku sheegay iyo inta aniga af soomaali ku sheegay iyo ingiriiskaan isku wareysanaynay intaasna waxa weye intaan isku afgaranaynay marka labadii nin ee muhiimka ah baan soo celinayaa idinkaan idinku soo wareejinayaa waadna mahadsantihiin
Engineer Mohamoud.
My bullet below.
No, thank you guys. Thank you very much. And I know our initial audience base is mainly Somali. But as was said by both Atnafu and Yassin, this is the beginning of our Amharic program. We hope to also include a Swahili program and extend that to the Horn of Africa to have a message that simply speaks to everyone at their level. And I think it will be a success. And I thank you very much for this program. And we look forward to benefiting ourselves and benefiting the community at large. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your hard work, really.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's the first program. All right, now I hope you buckle up, man. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Very good, everybody. Take care.
Okay, good night.
We'll all be there.
Yeah. Okay, boss.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.